This video will educate you on the topic how to structure a research article. Normally, the structure of a research article will contain all these 8 sections, namely title, abstract, introduction, related works, methodology, framework and contributions, results and discussions, conclusion and references. This is only a template. Based on the number of contributions of an author, the number of sections may increase. Coming to the title is the simplest summary of the research work. Title should be representative of the research work carried out. Hence, the author should be very careful in choosing the title. Then coming to abstract should not exceed more than 200 words. A good abstract should contain the followings: explain why the paper is important, contains the motivation, specifies the research work, reports the results, outcomes achieved. It should also answer questions such as why, what, how the research was carried out. The abstract should contain normally 5 to 7 keywords. Coming to the next section, which is an introduction. This section of the article may include sufficient background information to allow the reader to understand the context and the significance of the research problem. It should highlight why the study was undertaken. The objective of the introduction section are introducing the problem in a suitable context, arousing and stimulating the reader's interest. The contents of the introduction are concise statement of the research problem, justification for the study, establishing the importance of the research problem. Present status of the research problem is described by a critical view of previous studies, which we normally call it as literature survey, experimental procedures and findings, preview of the organization of the article to assist the reader in understanding the relationship between various sections of the article. Then coming to the related works, that is the next section, it is necessary to show how the problem under investigation relates to previous recent research studies. It is not an annotated bibliography. The author should not list all the related works one by one. Rather, it should be a summation of all the work that are carried out till today. The related works develops an argument by summarizing and synthesizing the recent related works. It also distinguishes what has already been done and identifies what needs to be done. It also reports the key developments in the literature. It also represents how to present work connecting the current literature with the related works, and it should also present framework where new findings are compared to previous findings presented in the literature. And the next section is the personal contribution of the author, which may be named as methodology, process, experiment, or framework. This section should present an overview of the complete process phase. It should explain the experimental design if experiment is used. It should also explain the research methods that are adopted. It should also explain the statistical methods, mathematical models, or tools and data sources used. It should also describe the theories or techniques or methods proposed. It should also explain algorithms developed if there are algorithms used in the research, and explain the frameworks that are developed, and it also validate the algorithms or frameworks whatever is developed. The validation is also very important. The next section is results and discussion. This section presents the actual outputs observed in the form of tables, figures. We should also give numbers to every table and figure, and we should not forget to use that table number or figure number in the write-up. And it should explain the tables and figures in sequence. It should also interpret the results, provide inferences, suggestions, and compare with earlier results. The last section is conclusion. So the conclusion section should specify what is the strongest, most important observation made from the experiment. It should also list out the benefits of the methods proposed. It should summarize new observations, new interpretations, new recommendations. It should state the limitations of the research that is conducted. It should also point out possible future enhancements. Then coming to the reference, the format of the reference should normally contain all this. There are different formats that are available. The author can follow a particular format, or based on the journal in which the author is submitting, he can take up a particular format. Format of the reference entry in a research article should contain all these following things: names of the authors, initials have to be put at the end of the name, year of publication, article title which has to be put in single quotes or double quotes, journal title normally it is put in italics, and volume of journal, issue number of journal, page numbers have to be represented by giving a range, starting page number hyphen ending page number. This is one example following Harvard referencing. First, the author names are listed: Stetter R, Benjamin VR, Benzel D. Three authors are listed. Then the year of publication is 1998. The title of the article is Knowledge Engineering Principles and Methods, which is given in double quotes. It is published in the journal Data Knowledge Engineering, which is given in italics. Volume number is given. Page index is also given. This is another way of representing the reference, which we call it as APA style, which stands for American Psychological Association style, where there is a slight variation which I have represented. So to summarize how to structure a research article, we start with a title. Title should be simple and summary of the research work. It should represent the entire research work in terms of the title. Coming to abstract, abstract should explain why the paper is very important. It should contain the motivation. It should specify the proposed work. It should report the results and outcomes achieved. It should also answer questions such as why, what, how the research was carried out. Finally, it should contain the keywords. Coming to the introduction section, so this should contain statement of the research problem, justification or importance of the research problem, present status of the research problem based on the previous studies, experimental procedures and findings, organization of the chapters of the article. Then coming to related works, so it should not simply annotate all the bibliography. Instead, it should summarize and synthesize. It should also report key developments. It should try to connect the present work with related works, and the related works that are chosen should be recent ones. Coming to methodology, so it should report the research process, experimental design and techniques used, frameworks, models, algorithm used, and it should also explain the implementations if there are, and it should also explain tools if there are tools developed, and finally it should also provide validation for the models, frameworks, algorithms that are developed. The next section is the results and discussion. So we should use tables and figures here. The results should be interpreted properly, inferences should be provided, and we should compare our results with the earlier results. Coming to the conclusion section should summarize new observations, interpretations and recommendations. It should also state the limitations. It should also state future enhancements of the research. Coming to the references, I have given you two styles, and one is Harvard style, another one is APA style. Any one of it the authors can follow. So these are the contents of the reference. Names of the authors with the initials at the end of the name, year of publications, article title which is given in single quote or double quotes, journal title which is normally given in italics, volume of journal, issue number of journal, page numbers which are represented in terms of range. So thank you.